Alright, let's do some Thailand island hopping. You want to visit the south of Thailand, but which islands do you go to? First, it depends on what month you'll be there. Generally speaking, between April and September, choose for the east coast. Koh Tao, Koh Samui, Koh Phaonang. Between November and February, Phuket, Phi Phi Islands, Koh Yao Yai, Ko Lanta, Ko Lipe. This is due to the seasoning of Thailand. A link is in the description for a detailed explanation. In December we came from Khao Sok and went to Phuket first. We had a minivan to Phuket airport and from there we take the local bus to Kata Beach. Yes, the weather was not perfect. Locals were complaining that the seasoning was acting a little weird this year.
So we arrived in Kata Beach, Phuket. We selected this beach because we want to go surfing, but it's raining a little bit today. So the first thing we're going to do is actually finally get a haircut because this hair is way too long.
Yeah.
Do you have any time for a haircut?
Today full.
Today
Tomorrow.
full?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
When do you have time?
Tomorrow about 6 o'clock.
On Phuket we had some surf lessons. Recording this was too difficult because you need all your limbs. So on day 2, being fully exhausted, I was still trying to record something. Not successful. Rainy weather but good for first time surfing. Unfortunately I got sick in Phuket, so we spent a few days doing nothing. Went to a snorkeling spot in the south called Sane Beach. Not super spectacular, but fun to relax in the water. To be honest, we didn't like Phuket that much. Kata Beach didn't look that fantastic, beaches in the south were okay-ish, but very busy and a lot of people from a particular country. On the last day we went to Phuket town and slept one night in a hostel there. Besides the cute hostel, we were not really impressed by the town either.
So going to the pier to get on a boat for the next island, Koh Yao Yai. Although it is not entirely necessary to book in advance because you can book on the pier as well, due to traveling close to the holidays we had to book our hostels and hotels in advance. So we wanted to make sure we could get a spot on the boat. By the way, I use Polo Steps to share my travel progress to friends and family, but I also use it to plan ahead. It integrates nicely with Rome to Rio, which is a famous website among travelers to see how to get from A to B. In this way I could find how to get to the next island and where to book the boat tickets. Koh Yao Yai is a really peaceful island. Certainly good if you are traveling as a couple or together. Traveling alone might be a bit quiet. We loved it. We went to some beaches where there were only a few people. I asked if we could get into the most luxurious resort on the island, and they let us. Had a nice meal there and enjoyed the beach for the whole day. This resort looks amazing by the way, all the houses have their own private pool. to the Phi Phi Islands, back to the chaos so to say. It's really overwhelming arriving here. Basically from here you take a smaller boat to your own hotel. Our hotel we booked wasn't really communicating correctly, so we could not find the correct person, and because there were 2 hotels with the same name on the island, we went to the wrong one. So we had to go back as well, but eventually we had a beautiful trip to a much calmer area. Also here, weather can be bad. We booked a tour to the smaller island Ko Phi Lee, but of course that wasn't really enjoyable. We did it anyways because we had booked in advance the next days. We continued on to the snorkeling spot, and that was amazing because there were not a lot of people and only one diving boat. We even saw a shark here. On the way back to the Phi Phi Islands we also did some snorkeling next to the Monkey Beach, where we can find a baby shark. And finally the last snorkeling spot was next to where we departed, in Loh Jak Bay. The coral was beautiful here, but not a lot of interesting fishes or sharks anymore. The area we stayed in was really chill. One street with some restaurants and bars. We could also enjoy a little local festival, which was nice to see how people enjoy their free time. Time to leave the Phi Phi Islands, first by a small boat and then by a speedboat again. The weather didn't look that bad. The sound and the feeling of the boat hitting the waves was both scary and impressive that the boat didn't break. But the captain sometimes put a smile on his face and rest assured that we're going to make it. So we slammed across the water to Ko Lanta, the next beautiful island.
Well, we survived that. That was a hell of a ride.
It is finally soft.
In Thailand you're getting pretty used to having beds that are very hard, so when you get a bed that is soft, it's so much of a relief actually. Here in Ko Lanta we are going to do our PADI diving course. The first one for us. So yeah, that's very, very exciting. The last few days we've been studying a lot because we had to get the theory done. To summarize the course, on day 1 you will spend the afternoon in the pool to get a lot of explanations about the equipment and how to set it up, about things from the theory and what practices you will do in the pool. From the basics like what if your mask has water in it, to more advanced emergency situations like when you or your body runs out of air. On day 2 you will repeat those exercises but then in the sea. In the pool it's easy to go above water and ask questions. In the sea that's a bit harder, so it's good that we did one day in the pool first.
So, a few very important things before we leave, or as we leave, because we can start leaving, Captain. We're good. Is first, we have the world's smallest toilet. If you need to go, have fun. It is tiny. For real, it's I hope you've mastered the Asian squat, because you'll need to be able to use it. They're massive pinnacles. It's just south of Koh Phi Phi Island. It's absolutely stunning scenery on top, but even better underwater. So when we get to the sites, what's going to happen? We're going to put on our wetsuits about 5 minutes before we arrive. Then we're going to put on our weight belts. And then our crew, we will assist you. You don't need to do it. We'll pull out your BCDs, help you put them on the bench. From there, we'll walk back to the back of the boat. Now that we know everyone has their fins, grab the fins that have been assigned to you and walk to the back slowly, right? Use the handrails just in case the water's a little bumpy. The crew, Pop and Jank, will help you put your fins on. Don't bend over with your tank. We don't want anyone hurt. Let them put them on for you. Then to enter the water, we put one hand on our mask and rag, one hand on our weight belt, and it's one long step in. Very simple. Don't jump, let gravity do the work for you. Just one long step.
Day 3 you do a bit more emergency situations like dragging or pushing someone above water. Besides all the situation simulations, you also just need to practice to actually move underwater, stay calm, figure out your buoyancy, stay with your body, keep an eye on your tank level and most importantly, enjoy what is around you. I was surprised how beautiful it is to see the underwater world with your own eyes. And after this course I figured I have yet another expensive activity added to my hobby list. I know the footage isn't great because it's the first time diving, filming and editing underwater footage. It's definitely a new skill to learn. If you want to see some amazing footage, take a look at Brent's channel, expert in underwater videos and pictures. See the video description for a link.
We are back up again.
We didn't see much of Ko Lanta because of the diving. The diving sites we went to were Koh Bida Nok, much smoother boat ride going almost back to Phi Phi Islands, and Koh Haa, which means 5 islands while there are 6 islands.
Doing the PADI course was really amazing. It was the first time diving for us. We just made sure we had all the theory done in front and then went to the practical part which helped very well. We understood things a little bit easier than the other ones, so I would recommend doing that as well. I think the lessons at Phoenix Diving Center in Ko Lanta were really good. The instructor was very nice, he had a nice sense of humor, but he also explained a lot of things that PADI doesn't teach you. Also, if you go diving and you get an instructor who is putting you on your tank, then you're not learning it good. You should do it by yourself, then you learn way quicker. So make sure keep that in mind when you go diving. On the third day we did 3 dives, and the first 2 are still part of the course, so you have to do them, and the last one was optional actually. So we liked it that much, and it was a really good day, they said, so we were like, well, why not try it, right? So it was also our first dive as being PADI certified, so yeah, that was really amazing. I really like it because now I can go underwater, have fun there, I can go on land on a motorbike and have fun there, and I can fly up in the air and have fun there, so I'm all sorted now.
Next island, Ko Lipe, a tiny island all the way in the south. Before known as a truly backpacker island, now packed with a lot of tourists, but still a very calm island. The vibe is very chill here. All around the island there are soft sandy beaches to relax and drink cocktails. Furthermore, there are some small boat trips to other islands, and besides that, Ko Lipe offers a very nice walking street with a lot of cute restaurants and bars to choose from. As well as fire shows on the beach for a small tip. We were so excited by the diving that we did another trip here. This time we choose to go with a big diving center, which has its benefits as everything is well organized, but it's also less cozy because you don't really get to meet the dive masters personally. The dives we did at Ko Lanta were definitely better than here. Actually, snorkeling is just fine here as well.
The last snorkeling part was surprisingly good actually. Really recommended to go to the Sunrise Beach, they call it, and then to the island that's very close to it, because the coral and the fishes are very beautiful there. So that was the island hopping in Thailand. To summarize, Phuket was very busy. I didn't really like it that much, but I liked the surfing. Koh Yao Yai was really amazing. It was very quiet, not a lot of tourists, so very recommended to go there. Thereafter, the Phi Phi Islands was a little bit touristic again, but we went to the part where it was very calm. We didn't like the accommodation that much, but luckily the people there were very nice, and the little rainy trip we did was very nice. And there after Ko Lanta, which was for us mostly just getting our open water PADI. So yeah, we didn't see that much of an island. And there after Ko Lipe. It's like a combination between very calm and a little bit touristic. So it's like a perfect sweet spot in between. So yeah, I really like this island. I'm really gonna miss it actually, because it's gonna take a while before we're going to some more islands. So thank you for watching. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and see you in the next one.